I knew you. Thank you.
And just we just need a little time at the end for awards. So
yes,
when you're looking
hey,
at
I can handle that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll happen. First, I'll introduce myself. I think most of y'all know me, but Lisa Murell. I've had my license since 2016. I was with another brokerage for 8 years and came to Keller Williams because I had got an email for like a little CE class. So I came, and I loved it. Saw Dara that I knew because I worked on her kids' teeth when I did orthodontics back in the day. And Kim, where she is, we were at real estate school together. So I kind of felt connected. But anyway, and then I kind of thought about it, and decided, you know what? Let me just check it out. So I made an appointment and I'm here now. Haven't regretted it at all. I feel at home. I love the training. I love that everybody just is like a family. I love that the stuff that we do in the training and the opportunities are not just all real estate related. It's like to be a better person in general and learning about relationships and stuff. But anyway, so it's been awesome. You're probably going to hear me say this a couple of times, but I also love the idea that you feel seen and heard, and everybody wants to be seen and heard. And I think that's huge. And even the fact that y'all, have me on the ALC, which is wonderful. I never would have thought that, but I love it. Thank you. But it's forcing me also to do the uncomfortable things, get out of my comfort zone, which is this. So anyway, you're with me. I don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to have fun. So anyway, I'm going to talk about creating leads through community and connections. And joy's about doing what you're meant to be doing with your life. I can look at that one easier. Yeah. So anyway, so that what was I going to say? Oh, well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. So I feel like the first thing you have to do in order to get connected with people and community and stuff is figuring out what makes you tick. Because if we all have the same interests and everything, God made us all different. So I feel like we can't all do the same thing. I mean, we could, but then other people are left out. You know what I mean? So anyway, and I'm looking at y'all because y'all are so good being in the community. But anyway, just like when you're ladies. Anyway, so first figure out what makes you tick. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Oh, what happened? There it goes. What makes you happy? And this is very, if y'all want to enter, why is this doing this? I didn't do this. There it is. Okay. It's clicking and I'm not clicking it. Just some things to think about in order to kind of decide what makes you tick. What makes you happy? Does anybody want to interact? But you don't have to. Things that make me happy. I love being with my family. Listening to the music, being by the water, things like that,
Well, and I did that. The reason you're on this topic is because you have a huge servant's heart and you love the community and you love giving back. And so you have gotten leads and done business and sold homes based on you showing up with the Care Bears, and you got a client from that. So I think just you found your lane. Yeah. And to just find out, make sure you.
And you'll see that in just a minute.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. Trust me. I did want to say real quick that why is it doing that? I'm not doing that. Isn't that funny?
I don't know. Here.
It goes.
Oh, your thing's on the keyboard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm like, oh, y'all seen all my stuff. I'm just kidding. You can tell Justin I'm taking control of the technology today.
Yeah.
So we're right.
Questions.
Yeah.
We're seeing everything too quick. Darn. It's ruined. I'm just
no,
kidding.
You're good.
I'm just kidding.
You're good.
I'm just kidding. Some of the best business comes from real connection. I forgot to say this. Knowing who you are, being visible in your community, and building trust before someone ever even needs to buy or sell. So you do have to kind of figure that out. If you had to answer any of these questions in one sentence, could you? A lot of us know how to sell houses, but we haven't stopped to ask what kind of life we're actually building. So anyway, so think about what makes you happy. What do you love to do? What energizes you? What do you love helping with? And what kind of impact do you want to have? And then what would you do with your life today if you knew you couldn't fail? That's something like it's going to take some time to think about. So feel free to take pictures of my pretty little, I'm just kidding. Some of this stuff y'all can like ponder later if you want to. But anyway, and the next one is, do you know your big why? Why are you doing what you're doing? This is mine. I did have AI help me a while back. But anyway, To build a life that gives me freedom to love my family fully, create something lasting for the next generation, and leave my community better through service, opportunity, and spaces where people feel seen, supported, and valued. So there's that seen and valued thing again. I have a retainer in if I'm lisping, sorry. Um, anyway, when I worked for the orthodontist, and then I decided to do this, that's part of that giving my freedom. Because even though, we're kind of sometimes at the mercy of our clients in a way, we still can be free. It's a little bit more, we have freedom to make our own schedules and stuff. And I love that because I can spend more time with my grandkids and being out in the community and that kind of stuff. So, anyway, and then I will say this about this. There's a lot of this I've gotten from whether it be family reunion, other trainings, and books. So one of the books I love right now that I'm reading is Five Types of Wealth. I have it with me if anybody's interested. It is so good.
It's a great book.
I think this is where I got these 4 basic principles from. But it's just things to think about to become connected with your truth. So like I said, this particular part I'm talking about is just to figure out who you are and what makes you tick. Then we'll get into the other part. So be connected, be honest with yourself. Like sometimes I tend to think, oh, well, I see this person doing that and they're so successful. I'm going to try to do it that way. But I have to be honest with myself. That might not be me. That might not be something that I have, that I'm passionate about. And if I'm not, then I'm probably not going to do a good job. I'm not going to have a good time. So, and be sure who you are on the inside matches who you show the world. So be authentic. And then stop judging yourself, which I am horrible at that. So I'm going to work on that as well. But you got to think about it. Would you let anybody else talk to you the way you talk to yourself? Some of y'all might not be like that. I am. And when I think about it, I'm like, golly, why am I acting like that to myself? Other people build me up and I just tear myself right down. So a good idea that I read in the book was carry a notebook with you for a week and write down every time you think about something negative about yourself. And then just kind of look back at it and change that, and anyway. And then the other one, stop judging others. So it's hard to be joyful when you're judging other people too. So, and really, if you're going to help in the community, think about it. Some of the things that you're helping with could be charities or whatever. You don't want to be judging people and thinking, oh, how'd they get there? Yeah, I mean, not that we would, but you never, so you want to be
Well, I think we're
authentic and
human,
care.
and the natural human instinct is, we think about homeless people, or people making bad decisions, like, oh, how did they, and it's
Yeah.
your instinct is, well, that was a bad choice.
Yeah.
But it wasn't our choice; it was a choice that they made at some point in their life.
And you never really know because I haven't watched it, but I saw there's a movie. I don't remember what it's called on Angel TV, and it's about a foster care child that this happens to. She graduated high school and comes home, and they wouldn't let her in because they're like, "You're not on our payroll anymore. You're out." And it probably happens. So you got to think about just because not every person homeless is because of bad choices. I mean, a lot of them are, but you know what? They still need help. They still need help. We've all made bad choices. So anyway, and then pursue fun with a vengeance. It doesn't just happen. You have to make it a priority. Fun makes you magnetic. People want to work with people they enjoy being around, and fun is not separate from business. It can help create it. So I love fun. Once you know who you are, the next step is deciding how you want your community to experience you. So there's my community slide. Okay. I will, and one thing this is just a brief thing that to me, this is a whole nother class, but it's something to think about if you have a brand. And really, your brand is not just logos and colors. Your brand is how people feel when they think of you, and your reputation is built one interaction at a time. So these I got these off of AI too, but anyway, just you could write one sentence for each. So I believe, and just think about something you might believe in. If y'all want to do it, you can. I love helping. What do you love helping? Do you love helping with events? Do you love helping, whatever? And when people work with me, they feel. So how do you think people feel when they work with you? Or really, how do you want them to feel too? And then 5 words that describe me. So just kind of, and that right there is more of making sure you're not negative thinking of yourself. So do the good words that to build yourself up.
Yeah, the 5 words that describe me. So anybody here done bold? I know a lot of people here have done bold. You know how like in the first class we go around and take a piece of paper to somebody's back and you all go around and everybody writes words, like one word that they think of you about you, but you don't know when you take it off. You don't know who wrote what word. And so all the bolds I've done, I still have all 3 pieces of paper on my bulletin board in my office.
Yeah.
Because even on your worst day, you're like, oh, well, they thought this about me. And I don't know who that person was, but at least that was one word they wrote about me. And I just think when you have in a place that maybe you're not, in a good positive mindset, it's good to do stuff like that. And it can be one word, and it makes a big difference. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. Did I have anything? Yeah. Anyway, so I was just saying you can take this home and think about it. I feel like I'm moving too fast. So breathe. Y'all can talk to me. You can ask me questions.
Oh, you're doing awesome.
Doing amazing.
They're like,
Getting out of your comfort
what
zone,
just
girl.
happened? Okay. So what's your passion? The biggest thing to think about is you don't feel like you have to join everything. Oh, and I will say this real quick. I forgot to say this in the beginning. They say when you want to get better at something, teach it. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm not saying I've got all this down pat at all. I would like to get better at this. So I thought I'll teach this. So anyway,
But you know your lane.
I'm learning, yes, and I'm learning along with y'all or whoever, but anyway. Choose something you genuinely care about. And like I said before, if you're not genuine, people know it. And then it's not fun for you either, Consistency matters more than quantity. People can tell when you're there to serve, to serve versus self-promote. So you kind of want to make sure you're genuinely out there and genuinely care, not just for your own whatever. Find an organization or charity that you're passionate about. So it could be about kids. It could be about pet rescue. Maybe you want to help in your church. Missions, things like that, helping the homeless, things like that. What cause or community naturally fits who you already are. So once again, that be authentic, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Well, and at that note, my passion is because since I've been here, I've started with Cares for Kids and I love it. It is a lot of work, but I love it. And one of my things was when I delivered the Care Bears. And when I did it this past time, it was at the police station. My son is the one with the beard. And then my other son's next to him, and then my grandson. But anyway, I went to the police station to deliver the bears. And there was one officer, he's not in the picture. He was sitting over at his desk doing some stuff. And I'd never met him before. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to go over to him. So I handed him a bear and I explained to him what it was all about. You can bring this in your car and it's Cares for Kids. And I told him I was Lisa Murell with Keller Williams Atlanta Partners and gave him a card. And after I talked to him for a little bit, he's like, oh, you're a realtor. I said, yeah. He goes, my wife and I just started looking for houses, like on Zillow. We don't have a realtor. Would you like to help us? I said, absolutely. So you can go to the next slide.
You. Yeah.
So it's their first home. I helped them buy their first home. Or not, I didn't help buy it, find it. And I put just a couple of notes. I didn't have my name tag on, but things to think about when you're doing it is wear your name tag and be sure you bring business cards. And this is the cutest family. I will say one thing to think about. I know this might sound silly, doesn't have anything to do with anything, but this family, okay, I didn't post anything on Facebook about them buying the house because they didn't want their little girl's face on. And I get it. So that's something, I know it's a separate issue, but think about that. Like seeing and hearing people, just make sure before you do things like that. Some people don't want to be posted on Facebook, especially their children.
Mm-hmm.
Plus he's a police officer, he might not want it, or put his real name or whatever. So anyway, just something to think about. We're in a safe room. I can say that to all y'all. But anyway, and it's okay, y'all see her picture.
Well, and I have one thing. So because this is your passion, out delivering stuff in the community. If you have branded attire, like wear your shirt or wear. I know you guys all have all your branded
know, I
stuff
need
when
to
you
get
do your
there.
stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but if you have a brand, like show people what your brand stands for, because and coming from a servant's heart on what you're doing. So
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do that. I'm gonna work on that one. And I will say the goal wasn't to find a lead. The goal was to be involved, be visible, and be genuine. The lead came through relationship. So, once people start trusting you and seeing your and then community events. Okay, so I'm trying to get better about going to community events. This one was just the other day. It was the color run with Because One Matters, the foster care people that we help. And when I got the thing, I'm like, let's do it. So I went out there to support Because One Matters, and it was super fun. And there you go. So I got a few friends together and we went. So anyway, so there's that. So be part of the community events, local festivals, school events, charity races, holiday markets, neighborhood events. Or you can volunteer. Oh yeah, that's okay. We can keep that there. You can also volunteer in the community. You can sponsor something. You can host a booth. Host the booth. Donate something. Invite clients and friends to attend. Post about it before and after. And then be the expert. Promote a new local restaurant, attend zoning meetings, give away tickets to an event. There could be I've seen agents do it. I thought was cute, for say a wine fest or a carnival. I don't know, and just give away, promote and give away tickets to that. People they don't want just a salesperson. They want somebody that's connected to the community. When a long time before COVID, I actually was trying to go to different little businesses, small businesses. I hate that I'm listening, sorry. And did little videos for the small business to promote them. And that was fun. I hadn't got back into it. I need to. But anyway, so stuff like that's fun too. Get yourself out there and promote the little businesses and stuff. Zoning meetings, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. And then the next one is we're going to get to connections. So that's all about being in the community and finding your passion out in the community and being involved out there. But then connections is a little bit, I feel, more personal, because you can it'd be more like what your hobbies. You could join a club, join pickleball, tennis, hiking, art, whatever you love doing. Shared interests create natural trust. And consistency is key. Don't just show up once. So if you get involved in something, keep it consistent, always be there, and show up. And where are you already spending time that can naturally lead to deeper relationships? And then my next thing was with that, talking about clubs and events. Oh, okay, there it is. Join a club or organization in your area of interest. Yeah, so I already said that. And then the next one, this is one I did last year. It was breast cancer awareness. It was a pickleball tennis thing, and that was.
Is that Devin?
Yeah, she was there.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, I know her.
Okay, and so then I don't think I'm going to fast. I think I'm okay time wise. Something really cool that I learned about at family reunion. I think I've heard it before, and y'all probably have heard it too. I still think it's fun. It's called 50 First Dates, and it's basically about times that you can get together with, and there's different categories with your future whatever clients. So you can try to meet for coffee, and that would be like a future client that you're trying to keep in contact with, or vendor. Lunch would be more like just a past client, just to kind of keep connected, keep the relationship going, and a current vendor. And then dinner is more of a VIP. So that's somebody that's either referred you or done more than 2 transactions, and they'd be a VIP. So you could get together with them and have dinner. And along those lines too, I was going to say, was something I've learned. Somebody talked about it recently, was picking a person a day for 7 days and send a note of thanks for just saying thanking of you, whether it be personal or business. And you can actually use this opportunity to set a date for one of the appropriate categories if you wanted to. Bless you. And so something to think about. If I'm going too fast, slow me down.
You're fine.
But who is one person you can reach out to this week for a coffee date? So y'all can think about that. Write it down. I'm just kidding. Bueller.
You're doing awesome like that. You're doing awesome.
Like, and who's someone that you've been meaning to reconnect with? And that would be for lunch. So that's a past client, somebody you're thinking about reconnecting with. And then who already supports your business that you haven't thanked lately? So think about them and set up a dinner date.
Can I add one thing to that? 'Cause this has happened recently. So I've been trying to be really intentional with people in our ecosystem on meeting for lunch. And because it wasn't a habit to do this, when I reached out, the first thing they said was, "What's wrong?" Because they're like, "Why do you want to have lunch with me? Why do you want to have coffee with me?" You know, and so I think so that was a like right. That was a big telltale for me. Like, oh my gosh, I am not communicating with intention. That the only time that they think I'm going to reach out to them is because something is wrong.
Yeah.
And so that's like when I see Jason call me, I'm like, oh God, what I do now? And and I don't feel that way. And or David Maxey for that matter, but that's a whole different story. But I think creating the habit, it does feel uncomfortable, but once you do it and people are like, oh my gosh, I would love to meet you for coffee or dinner or whatever it is. But that just made, I was like, oh, that made me self-aware that I need to communicate differently and more consistently with people in my ecosystem so that they don't, when I reach out, they don't think something's wrong.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And that it's a genuine, I want to get together and see how you're doing versus ready to sell a house yet? You know what I mean? That too,
right,
in a different way. Yeah. So anyway, just people can tell if you're being authentic or not. Okay, another thing you can do is host your own events. You can partner with a vendor. Okay, this one I did not find a good picture, and I apologize, but it just gave a little bit of whatever. So you could partner with a vendor like a lunch and learn, a happy hour, a workshop, first time home buyer seminar. This particular one I did, and this was like the beginning of 2020, so I think it can better. It's a real estate trivia night I did, and I partnered with a lender, and it was fun. And I actually did it. So you can do things super low cost too. I actually did it, and my brother has a beer growler store in downtown Lawrenceville, so I did it there. And then the lender came with me, and and we just invited whoever we could, but we had fun. That's a weird picture, but anyway, you get the gist of it. But you could do educational events, social events, appreciation events, and co-hosted with vendors. But that was a super fun thing to do. I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. But happy hours, like I said, are fun. Happy hour as a first-time home buyer might be a cute thing to do because sometimes that's kind of that age group that might be like, oh yeah, I'll do it at a happy hour, So anyway, so client appreciation events. Back to the what you love. I love Christmas. And so every year I do a Christmas Santa party. I'd like to have a couple more, but everybody knows each year that my Santa party, I'm going to have it. And once again, I use my brother's beer growler store. But anyway, we can go to the next slide, I think. Ta-da! Okay, so this is my aunt and uncle. There's no children in here, right? Yeah, my aunt and uncle are Santa Claus. No, yeah, real, but in the picture. And I set up a little photo booth. I suckered my son into being elf because he's a goofball. The funny thing is my grandson, when he saw him, he's like, Dad, don't go out like that. And he's like, hi, he goes, people will laugh at you. Oh, so weird. But anyway, that was sweet. So anyway, and then you can. Oh, so okay. So while we're there, we do cookie decorating. I get my sister and her kids to help, and kids come. Well, they're over there on the. Anyway, doesn't matter. But cookie decorating, and then Santa pictures. So what I did is I've got I bought one of those little photo printers, and I got some little frames from Amazon that are the little cardboard frames, and they all get to leave with a Santa picture. So that was fun too. that they have their little Santa picture for the year. But and that's the booth stuff I was telling y'all about if you want to use it.
I was thinking that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what that is. The rug and everything. So my Santa pictures. And then so anyway, because that's what I love to do. And then I'm almost done. Networking events. Those you can just kind of go to, or you can have your own. I recently went to one at Land Rover. It was a casino night, and which is the next picture. And I met a few people, and I actually saw. I don't know if y'all recognize the girl all the way right here.
Gina.
She's a Keller Williams agent, Snellville, that we saw each other, and she's a Cares for Kids ambassador.
Oh, how
I'm like,
funny.
"Hey." But I talked to the general manager, and now they are gonna sponsor the hole in one at our golf tournament. So anyway, so it's like just talking to people and being there and stuff. And
So how did you find out about this?
my friend,
Okay,
a friend of mine does a lot of networking events, and she invited me, and I went.
got it. Okay.
It was like that morning. She's like, "Do you want to go with us that night?" I said, "Sure." I've been to some. She and I've had a couple before. She knows a guy that does a lot of networking events.
Okay.
So yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
just
kinda-
that was somebody's if they were interested, how would they find out about some stuff like that?
Oh
So,
yeah. And it was super fun because they had a DJ, they had giveaways. It was fun. But anyway, so client events are not just appreciation; they are community building. And then before I say that, I was going to say, okay, cool. If there's one thing I hope you take away today, it's this: people want to do business with people they know, trust, and feel connected to. When you know who you are, show up in your community, and build authentic relationships, leads become a natural byproduct. The goal is not to chase every transaction. The goal is to become the kind of person and professional people naturally want to work with and refer. So this is a good little thing to think about. We need to decide what to do with the time that's given us. Stay curious, have fun along the way. We have choices every day to shape our influence, life, and legacy. Is there one more? Is that it? Yeah. And these are all these little tidbits. The key to foundation of youth is curiosity. I think that was in the book I read too. Never stop learning, exploring, search, question. It's all through curiosity that you go on the journey to uncover and live your purpose. And yeah. And so I have a little challenge, but I don't have it up here. And I know I'm kind of talking fast, but I'm good. Challenge. Find one way to get clearer on who you are. So just kind of think about one way that you can kind of like get a little bit clearer, like, who am I? You can use those questions, you can whatever. And then one community event or cause you can engage with. So if you're like, hey, I want to just always do the breast cancer awareness ones, or whatever you want to do, one community event or cause to engage with. And then one relationship to connect with this week. Yay! And it's 5 till, so I'm
Did it?
Yeah. Thank y'all for
No, stop it. It's all great stuff. And it's also, is this your blue thing?
Yes, that's because my mouth was like,
But I think, because Lisa was with a virtual brokerage for 8 years before you came here.
they're not. They have an office, but yeah. But yeah.
DPR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You were at DPR for 8 years.
Uh-huh.
I was like, she would, yeah, it's DPR. And so I think, did you always know your lane, or did you find it as you grew in your business?
Honestly, I'm starting to find it more because of the training I have here, and I'm not even just saying that. It's true.
Let me find your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there, and I shouldn't say that because we've already said the name.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
But I'm just saying, well, okay, just before, I feel like and this was in my own mind, is everything seemed more just like a transaction. Like, I just need to get out there, I need to sell. And who cares about the person, but you know what I mean? I mean, I cared about them, but I didn't like
Transactional versus relational.
keep up with them. And it's like, I just got to get this closed. That's kind of how I felt. And I feel like with books I've been reading and training I've been having, I feel like I'm starting to learn and understand differently what my passion is and how I want to be.
And also building your business,
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
building wealth and that kind of stuff. So it's important.
But this is the book if anyone's interested. It is amazing. I'm still finishing it, but it's very good.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great book.
And the wealth meaning time, social, mental, physical, and financial. So it's not just a wealth.
Yeah.
It's not a financial book.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.